afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane, the one, the master propaganda hero, defender of the fatherland. Off here to a very special episode. This is episode number 3000. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, 3000 episodes of Companies 2 with the Propagandacast. Obviously, with Companies 1, I got a few, 100 more there as well. So, yeah. Episode 3000 of 2v2 here on Eindhoven Country in the north. It is Synthrax and CrashSumi fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Communist Stalin. Here with the, let's just go with 20th Mechanized Corps. Featuring Terror Tactics, Shock Rifle, Tank Hunter, NKVD, Terror Tactics, and Soviet Combined Arms. West and south it is, here comes the Blob, and me, ImperialDane, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with Lightning Wolf featuring Jägerline for upgrades, tactical movement, relief infantry, Tiger tanks, and the Stuka close air support. Encirclement with ambush training, stormtroopers, break supply lines, breakthrough, and close the pocket with Panzer and half-deck bulletins. Forming up here with the 1st Panzer Division. We got Grenadier MD42 starting for me, and here comes the Blob with Grenadier MD42 as well. We got Synthrax with conscript machine gun, and CrashSumi with triple conscripts. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my paid supporters. Without them, we'll suddenly be able to do 3,000 episodes of Companies 2. Big thanks and shout out to all these wonderful people who have supported the Propagandacast throughout the years. Without you, someone would never do it, so you can consider joining the ranks as well by pledging on Patreon, or you can always just donate by PayPal, where many have also supported me and allowed me to keep doing this for as well. 3,000 episodes, technically over that as well. Links are in the description for that, and then you always can comment, like, share, subscribe, press to spread the word of the mighty Propagandacast. In the west, you steady moving up, we got me focus on the center east here. Steady approach here from, here comes the Blob with me moving into the system here. Slow approach in the west there. I'm not going to dive in too deep there. I think it's wise in this case to try and be able to react to assist my teammate if it becomes necessary. Maybe overwhelm one of the eastern places, then switch over towards the west. In the far west there, Pioneers and the front of the country got the maximum force here for Synthrax. Steady advance in the east. We got Grenadiers with the engineers up there. Not, I think, wisest engaged the long term here for CrashSumi. More conscripts for him. Synthrax with 2 conscripts, 1 maximum machine gun. Noting now the Soviet player have yet to commit to a doctrine. Falling back towards the heavy cover rather than fight up with Grenadiers at long range. He's also not probably keen on charging in because he knows I do have a machine gun nearby. So that saves up things. In this case, I'm switching westwards here, thinking my teammate has got things to control in the east. Trying to sneak up behind the Soviet front line and hit some of the carve points, force them to attack into me. I am not, I believe, aware of the maximum as of yet, so I'm not taking precautions there. Machine gun number 2 on the way for me. Got tech on the way as well. It's short on the command points, but I will be upgrading with ambush training to help make them, of course, a bit more sneaky. We got lots of part wire here from Synthrax, make it hard to use cover, but also just go straight for the car point. Not bad. Then before cut the flanking, confident quality and suppressed. You must be expecting me to smooth machine support here, but there you go. West side getting swarmed here by lots of infantry, both Synthrax and CrashSumi. Meanwhile, here comes the Blob, is not doing too much there. Second machine troops holding up here to couple with the first one. Stopping here the flank assault on MD42 from that side. It's close call. Very close call, and there you go. Got the ambush camouflage unlocked from my machine gun teams. Always handy dandy that. Tech down there for me, and we got the conscript flank up behind the MD42s even further. Very good there by Synthrax, who has gone for Terror Tactics, featuring the K8 Flamethrower tank, shock troopers, Fear Propaganda Artillery, the Howitzer, and IL-2 precision bombing strikes. Conscript flank up behind here, MD4 to support cover against that, I think. They're not quite as well as I would like to. Mortar as well there, providing further explosive support there from Synthrax forces. That said, he wasn't expecting the second MD42 there, and the Grenadiers should be able to assist against the flank there, but in the end, not fast enough, and Synthrax overwhelms that. Again, good flanking up of Synthrax, very good, thumbs up. That said though, here comes the Blob, realize of course going on, moves up to flank the opponent themselves, so flanks and counter flanks here, excellent, 2 thumbs up there. Also a bit of smoke there from Synthrax, but clearly not in time to matter, as again, here comes the Blob, was there swiftly delivering some kicks up their rear sides. Fresh push by CrashSumi in the east, looking to further then disrupt. Here comes the Blob's push, very good, back here troop reinforcing, and we got a Panzer Grenadier squad out there. Sehr good as well. No further like to make an ass company with me. Also adding the ambush training to the Panzer Grenadier, ambush camouflage, because, it can be handy in certain situations. It can be fairly handy. Conscripts suppressed, machine gun up westwards here. Better harassment there with the Pioneer. Marching straight to the maximum there, less good. And up here to support, here comes the Blob. As he makes his push forwards. That said, he gets up on the eastern side, having focused so much in the centre west there, and gets hit on the field point. Going to force him direct to that. Machine gun there, push back to the Maxim. Going for the car point again though, very good. And we got here tech for Synthrax. Could be a fast T-70. Could also go for an even faster anti-aircraft tower attack, which would be actually quite disruptive, particularly since neither me or my teammate aren't anyway prepared for this. So definitely a possibility to keep in mind, and we'll have to see who goes for it. Bang grenade though here. It delivers quite the explosive gift there to the Maxim crew and utterly wipes it out. Highlighting, the utility of a good bang grenade. Moving up here to cover the fuel pond there, at least the Soviet to defend it. Counter-attacking here for the glory of the Soviet Union and the Soviet peoples. Taking a lot down from the Grenadiers. Got the mortars nearby though. Probably going to be starting bombarding here the Grenadiers. Molotovs here, which have been handy there for Synthrax to push up my Grenadiers a bit more easily and smoothly. Comes to the fact that close being wiped out. Rendering the fuel pond neutral. Eastern fuel being claimed here now by CrashSumi, who's also the only player at this stage not to have chosen Doctrine. And now he could go for the half-track here. Goes for shock troops instead. Guessing no half-track here from him. Again, he doesn't have to, but it would have been a swifter choice, and again, quite shockingly effective, I think. People, I think, tend to perhaps a little bit on how just useful a fast anti-aircraft half-track can actually be. But anyways, Panzer pushing back the mortar crew again, back and forth. The east side there. Here comes the Blob with G4 using his Grenadier. Getting a bit more punch there for Deutschland. And you fall to the middle ambush camouflage. Catching the counter up, and there we go. Hitting them hard for Deutschland. Panzer flanking behind the engineers, catching here by the western field point. Engineers doing what they can against the fascist invaders. Shock troops in as well there. Ready to encounter them. Bang grenade this time around, that completely whiffs. Like a terribly timed joke at a funeral. Shock troops against the Panzer Grenadier. Machine gun sitting up here. Eastern side, they got gunners coming up. They're going straight for the eastern field point. There we go. 250 and a half tech for me. The Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen. Gonna go for that one to provide mechanization for my troops, but also a frontline reinforcement point. And it's also just handy for support and can be used to lay down mines. It's, very handy and can be quite good. I find, in fact, to be really good as the Wehrmacht. It can help, deal with some of the issues of the Wehrmacht. In fact, also strengthen some of the advantages in the early mid-game. So I can certainly find myself being a strong advocate for the 251 half-tech. Pioneers and mines groups, obviously expecting Synthrax to lay down mines. He's still some time from the T-70. CrashSumi's yet to take up further. He's gone for support the company of his own. He's also gone for terror tactics. In fact, they've both gone for it. That is interesting, to say the least. Interesting. Not what's expecting. Typically not what you expect at all from certain players, but here we are. Double terror tactics. There you go, half-track running about there. The Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen. Also colloquially known by the Western Allies, particularly the Brits, as the Hanomag.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Machine gun then being caught by the conscripts, have to bring up to making reinforce there. Punch on the inside here, reinforce, or healing mostly. So the troops inside can heal. Also having the pioneers inside the mines people also gives you another advantage, since they can spot mines from the side of the half-decks and use this to, for example, also just quickly, support a tank assault, or also sweeping mines, for example, more easily. Or, go for a deep flank with them, you not have to worry about mines. Obviously, then get less combat firepower inside, once you pop the troops up. But, trade-offs. I'll wait, quickly bring about. You got a flare down there from Synthrax. In east here comes the Blob. It still remains a bit struggling. I may have to consider moving in troops to assist him. And I'm trying to keep the surge from getting too much fuel there. And there we go, T-70 out here for Synthrax. Tank down up there for CrashSumi, and that will probably also be a T-70. Shock troop chatting there, but it can route it. In east here, pushing forward to the eastern fuel point. And he's routed here, and then you go and put up the shock troopers there. But the first burst came all the way in heavy cover, so not suppressed. Punch it backed up with the half-trackers, the conscripts there. And of course, once they're close to the half-track, they get to move fast, but also harder to hit. So that actually provides some significant bonus, though they do have to be veterans one. But there you go. T-70 striking. I do have the Pak-40 sort of almost in time there, but not quite in time to stop the T-70 from pushing me back. Up here, tank could be tanked out for CrashSumi. Again, can go for the T-70. He could also go for the M6, or he may just try and go straight for the Mechanized Armor Compania. We shall see, of course, what awaits him there. teasing roaming about here. Troops reinforcing, setting up there for Deutschland. Conscript structure pushing forward here, falling back towards the Mittelschützen Panzerwagen. In the east here comes the Blob settling up there. Again, not so much action here from him, just a bit more slow, steady action. He's moving forwards here for CrashSumi. Against the conscripts. Got the pack forming support in the center, very good. Going to gain G43 as well. Nice to see him using G43 on the Grenadiers. Tend to get a bit overlooked, but it's actually quite handy, in particular since it does give them more fire upon move, and makes them better for some of the wiping retreating units. Which is, always handy. Back here, we do have tech from him, and also tech from me, though no support core as of yet. They almost got the center victory point. Shot from eastwards here, could catch. Here comes the Blob in a better tight position. Worth noting he does also have the Panzergrenadier. But whether or not equipped from the G for the Fleece is another matter entirely. Suffering some wipes there in the west, pushing forwards here, flanking up behind some counter there from Synthrax. Fuel cash out from him. Good for him as teammate. And we got the mechanized armor company for CrashSumi, so that will likely be a crash course in T-34 rushes. But we'll have to see how effectively we can pull it off. Again, in this regard, me harassing the western fuel pond is certainly proving quite helpful. Might also be one reason why Synthrax does push for the fuel cache there. We got Fear Propaganda here from CrashSumi. Where's popping it? I do not know. Okay, here. But the Panzers, the Ultra Packs. In fact, Fear Propaganda is the only thing that can actually cause a pack to retreat. In fact, I didn't even know a pack retreat until the first time that was used against me. So, fun fact. Fun fact. Imagine the sheer terror that can cause you to retreat with a very heavy anti-tank and while still holding it. Ach, I'm scheißing my trousers here, but I still have to break this very heavy anti-tank and meet me. Enemies mortar firing down here on the, accidentally in third positions. Panzer catching the mortar crew, very good there. Obviously not for the Soviets. Almost wipes the crew there. Mortar smoke round down the machine gun. Conscript shockers going for the Grenadiers. Punnies in trouble with the T-70 there. East side here, the complete collapse here for, Mr. Blob. As he sees a complete collapse there, it sees the shock tools push through him. In the west, I am making some defensive holding here as the sword's put up there, but I do manage to run off for the mortar there, manned by Panzergrenadier. That's quite the expensive mortar. She's moving force there, but certainly cheaper than I'd like the enemy to keep having it. Flanking up here, taking advantage of the momentum gained by pushing off my teammate there to then flank up behind me and cause me further disruption. Really good flank here by CrashSumi. 2 thumbs up. Machine gun cleared out. He's probably going to grab that. That's going to really, be uncomfortable. My machine guns, my anti-tanks also in trouble. I do manage to turn around with 1 machine gun, but I'm under a lot of pressure now. He's going to attack from both sides here. I am trying to get there. He does manage to prevent the machine from into their hands, but still, that was quite nasty. And the other machine gun now gets clear out the front line. Maximum gets back into the hands of Synthrax. West side here, Punny's perspective with the T-70. We've got 2 shock troopers out here for Synthrax, by the way. After they were 1 kill, veterans, 1 shock troopers pressed. Constantly together. Going for that machine gun, we got a big infantry push here with the Panzergrenadier and the Grenadiers under my command. So Palmer up here for him. He's going for the Panther 4, very good there for that chap. Shock Trooper squad almost wiped out. That did go wiped out, pretty good there for us. Meanwhile, in the east here, he's made good progress, grabbing points here for the glory of Deutschland. T-Fed full some time away here from. He didn't go for it now, but of course, he could be planning to go for the KV-8, which is a bit ambitious, but good showing out his effects, though as a Panther 4, it may fall a bit short. Still, that was a fairly disruptive flank there, and definitely cut off my momentum, and certainly gave my teammate a bit of work to do there. So Palmercock going for me as well there. Grenadier reinforcing. Laying down some mines here and there with a half check. Wouldn't be a half bad idea. Some Schützenmine. Adding ambush camouflage to my recaptured machine gun. Constantly moving about, very close to the Eastland. They got 28 kills. There you go, Panzerkampfwagen 4 Gefechtsbereit there for my teammate. Granatenwerfer team also ready. And again, quite the mortar crew there, manned by Panzergrenadier. Teammate going for munitions caster, supports him, of course, with his own abilities, and, also with my abilities, like, close the pocket. If we ever get there. Mechanized armor company for Synthrax. But yeah, it seems like CrashSumi definitely wants the KV-8 out. And again, it's going to be amazing versus the infantry support weapon versus the Panther 4. It is going to struggle a bit. It is going to struggle a bit. And it is on watch here. I feel like it would be slightly more probing with them. I feel he's perhaps being a bit too defensive against the opponent here. But against the Vehement, I find versus the Surge, you do not want to drag out the match. You definitely want to like quickly finish it out there, because the longer it drags out, the more you get mired down in the attrition, get murdered out. So it's definitely a bit riskier that my teammate is, you know, not playing as aggressive as he can. Whereas again, I'm just trying to add pressure to my opponent in the West and push forward. So of course, I should be considering more attempts to like support my teammate by maybe flanking up around there. So, you know, I'm obviously not, you know, making foolproof plays either. But at least I'm not, you know, just, you know, expecting the enemy to just, you know, kill themselves by running into my machine guns chronically. Going for a Pantherfoid just in case, because I'm not entirely sure of the situation. I could go for Stoops here, but again, I'm not 100% sure the situation goes for the Pantherfoid, which is the middle ground, which again you sort of go for, at least in my perspective. If you're not entirely sure of the situation, just go for the Pantherfoid. But I was normally, you know, maybe push for Stoops, like push hard against armor, or go for the Ostwind if I felt like, you know, I could really deliver some pain to infantry. Popping in the Panther into the half track alongside the Grenadier Squad. Again, the Panther could also heal up while they're doing that. And you see, we've got the Shocks was once causing a rampage, killing all my teammates' infantry. A brutal blow there. Sundering both body and mind. Machine this with the units in the center. KB8 there, almost done for CrashSumi. Panther ready, the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Worth noting, Synthrax got one field gun, and CrashSumi's also got one. Using smoke here to push ahead with. Panther falling away, half-track backing out. Nice bit of a combined arms assault here. Not quite textbooks, but, you know, maybe pamphlet-sized example. KB8 those ready here for CrashSumi in the red army. That could have done more pain here to my teammate. Got the fuel point there, grab the victory point. Panther between the T-70, half-track them moving about. Just going to grab the point. Panther's a mine. Good mining there by the way. Synthrax, thumbs up. Caught by the field gun as well. This could quickly cost my Panther 4 and leave me quite sad. But my opponent is quite jubilant. KB moving forward for CrashSumi, and my teammate here is sadly a bit upset. He's going for the Ostwind. Good versus the infantry support weapons, but not great versus the KB8. Pack gets a good nice hit through the side of the KB8. Very good. Pushing forward C. We'll have to see what Synthrax goes for. He's only going to go for KB8. That would be something else. Ace punches him with 34 kills. Half check quickly zooming off here as it realizes it's not going to do much to have under fire from field gun. Bomb grenade. He expecting the shock from he actually moves into it. Good lord above. Heavy fighting here, though he does manage to claim the fuel pump. Not before I wipe out the Conscript squad. Panther need to be held back here. Ground Western pump is a Grenadier. Knee side here, pack moving 40 for my teammate. After they heavily damaged, but also half fade to Veteran 3 and the ace level. More pioneers from additional repairs, always good. Teammate there. Cancel this awesome from another Panther. KB catches a machine gun and wipes it out. T-54 for Synthrax. Good kill there, of course, for CrashSumi, and quite unpleasant loss for me. He doesn't quite make a run for it. I reposition a bit here. And as soon as they see the KB8, but also of course I have the Panther 4, do go for the Stooks. You know, it's back 8, back up in Panther 4 against armor in general. But, you know, it does pack a better punch versus the KB8. I mean, sure, again, a Panther 4 can beat it, but, you know, with anti-tank and spawn, the KB8, you do want something to hurt that a bit better as well. Fear Propaganda till in my position in the west. Pioneer moving forward, confident run from the machine gun. Stook almost done here. And there we go, grab the machine gun right on my nose. Pack up in the KB8, and there you go, forced retreat alongside the machine gun. Further disruption here. Nice use of Fear Propaganda to complete disrupt the defense and put your head under it. Certainly another incentive to not get too many anti-tank guns and set focus on the might of the Sturmgeschütz. Panther flanking in here. Team and them in to disrupt the attack there by the Surge. Still least for a moment bit. Very good. Thumbs up. Team for moving forwards. Field them nearby as well here. A complete disaster here. Or at least a near disaster here for the German army. Stuka arriving here to further stabilize the situation. Not there's a lot left to stabilize. Rushing in with the T-Fed 4, some left and feels a bit inadvisable. Probably trying to get a final shot on the Panther 4, but quick risk losing the T-Fed 4 instead. With the might for the Stuka nearby. He does get the Panther 4, but he does lose the T-Fed 4, which honestly, it's a fairly decent trait there for the third player. Half-track needs to get out of there though. So that was definitely very painful. Most of the map has now been lost. We got the Panther coming up on the flank here though, but being caught with the KB8 will have to retreat before they get turned into burnt toast. Pack the recruit. intense fighting here at the front line, as the 1st Panzer Division has been left dreadfully exposed by a vicious assault here from the 20th Mechanized Corps. Well, fairly well executed. Advancing forwards here. Taking to the 3rd Infantry there. Sturmgeschütz charging ahead there for Deutschland, going for the T-70, though it is fairly damaged, so honestly not supervised there by me, not advisable at all. In fact, I think it might be a pretty bad call. Back Hitchcock reinforcing. Half-Tech still needs some repairs, and Stu honestly should get fixed up as well, as that has seen better days as well. More Fear Propaganda Artillery here from Synthrax, making great use of it. Almost cost from the Stuke here. Shocked they've routed. Got the T7, at least a tiny win there for Deutschland. A tiny win. Meanwhile here, such well dug in. That said, they could benefit from laying down some mines to make it harder for both me and my teammate to get back on the field. So that would be strongly encouraged there for the Cert players. And of course bring in more armor. For some CrashSumi could bring in T-4s, H-5s, even F-6s. Similarly, Synthrax here could definitely benefit from bringing more armor. In fact, he's rather suffered a lot here, so it actually is going to come down to CrashSumi to hold on to the line, which makes it more imperative that CrashSumi is not flooding resources like he's currently doing. There you go. Bring in the H-5. Good, good. Stu being fixed up. Mortar there at ready. H-5 there slowly approaching. Still nothing for Synthrax. He also needs to make up for his losses. Perhaps even more so than his teammate. There we go. And H-5 as well. Great versus heavier armor, but may fall short against the might of the Sturmgeschütz. In particular, do manage to bring in 2. That's what my teammate is doing here. More machine guns. He's got Panzerjägers with the Panzerschreck. And he's, well, not going for any more armor, at least for now. And go for another Stuke here. So at this point, bring in double Stukes would, at least from my perspective, be a very good idea. Have going for the counters there, and there you go. 2nd Stuke. Control almost wiped out. Going to be aiming to assist, but alongside the Panzer going to I'm not going to try and get too bold down the left flank for now. Going to have to focus on supporting my team, and strong he doesn't get crushed. KV racing forwards here for CrashSumi. Going straight for the Panzerjägers, who are definitely a bit exposed to the KV. It's very, big flamethrower. We got 42 kills on those Panzer Grenadier. I'd say they've earned themselves an Iron Cross first class at this point. May not be led by Sergeant Steiner, but they're probably led by one of his close friends. Stu calling back here for now, waiting down onto a run for getting aggressive. Also at this point, I'm definitely evaluating the situation and deciding it might be time to use Close the Pocket soon here. Close the Pocket is one of those abilities that can punish an overextended opponent quite well. It's not very good if you're already winning, but sort of 50-50 split, or again if your opponent's gotten good ahead, but again they're also not being entirely smart about it and actually left themselves overextended. You can also use Close the Pocket and deliver a spectacular counter attack that completely just Mansteins them. That said, it is obviously a bit tricky, but it is doable. Using the heat shell here, but against the field guns, the Stuke's not going to do much either, so I have to quickly disengage. Disengage. Got the KV-8 though, and the H-5 also got a bit stunned there, but the heat shell, again, as I may have mentioned in other episodes, when it comes to using the heat shell, now they changed it. It's best used offensively to get a bit of advantage there by making it hard for the opponent to give return fire on your armor as you push forwards. But need to fix up the Stukes here. Need to do it schnell. So of course at this point I'm definitely trying to figure out the best approach from how to overcome my opponent. And a plan is slowly forming. Slowly forming. Going to use the engineers in the west laying down mines. Got there by Synthrax, by the way. Teammate there sort of maintaining a stable formation, but at the same time it's not making much progress either. Panzer moving forward, got 44 kills. Stopped by the machine gun there though. Back in the opponent's bases. Not much further going again. CrashSumi flooding resources, so Synthrax. Definitely a bit of a bad habit they need to be careful about. That said, I'm also flooding a lot of manpower, though I'm not entirely sure I can do a lot with a lot more infantry, though. 4th Infantry Squad would be advisable for me, and my teammate is definitely putting too much manpower. I don't know if he's planning a Tiger tank now. I think he may be planning a Tiger tank, which, again, considering we're all in the back foot, stalling out that many reasons for that long is not what I'd call a particularly advisable idea. In fact, I would suggest otherwise. Panther pushing 40 at 20 kills, slowly approaching Mission 3. Gonna use with the shock troopers, we've got grenades off here, we also got the Panther pushing 40. Not so great versus the support weapons there. Trying to keep the enemy occupied in the centre, not allow, Synthrax to make too much progress. But I'm starting to sort of slowly figure out, they're probably not going to make much progress push up the west here, so I'm slowly considering at this stage, I believe, that I might be trying to make a sudden swing towards the east, and then use the main highway up here to get behind them, hit the 2 cutoff points here, and of course in case of fuel cache, destroy that. So I'll be combining this with a breakthrough as well, since that can allow me to blitz through most Stooks and destroy stuff fast. Of course, breakthrough's going to get even better when they buff it with the Commander update, though admittedly, if they pushed out the Commander update, I would not be able to shoot this episode, so I guess there's some trade-off. Going for another Panther Squad here, I guess it's because it didn't quite have any good spot to infiltrate the Stormtroopers from, so I figured just go for the Panther anyways, but honestly, Stormtroopers would have been half bad either. Stook combining here the Shock Troopers. Now upgrading the second Stook here with machine guns because I want to preserve munitions for that closer pocket moment. I want to make sure I've got enough munitions for that, and in case break supply line, I want to make absolutely sure I have what I need. Because if I do not have the right time, then things get very ugly. Because then I'm going to be caught very, very exposed in a very, very bad place. In regard here, Synthrax for the howitzer, not bad. His teammate, though, I said he probably should go for more armor, to be honest. Again, CrashSumi is... Well, he went for another KV-8, though. He likes his big flamethrower tanks, I suppose. You see Panther fighting away there. Again, teammate here continue to fight a more defensive battle. Bunker up there. Again, he's, I think at this point, very clearly stalling for the Tiger tank. And I'm just trying to, find a way to break out, but also just assessing my options for a close the pocket. And certainly, in a lot of matches, trying to figure out the most optimal way to close the pocket, actually quite challenging because a lot of the time you don't exactly know how your opponent's position, do they have fuel caches or not, and then you have to set it up and then plan it correctly, and then you hope, the pathing does, screw you over. Like Steiner's 5th Army. Structures their route, and these two got caving force. They're putting pressure here on my teammate once more. 289 versus 3 and a 1. More to their push back. Feeling flying away there. Close to Vets 2 on that one. But yeah, I need to. Wondering how much more before I start to realise again I need to switch up here. And again using the half track. There we go. I think it's happening now. I'm loading up the Panther on the half track, getting ready for the next big mechanised push. Perhaps. Also sneak up some force. Again, I need to still give them the impression, I'm not completely abandoning because if I do again I might tip them off in case they're aware of what I could do. So still, I still gotta present some level of activity, even also trying to figure out here, so can be tricky. Panther going for the comps in the east. Still taking some time here. T-54's on the way to both teammates, and there you go. Got the breakthrough popped here. Oh, apparently I'm not even going to try the deep flank. I'm just going to cover the pop smoke and go straight through. Yeah, that works too. All the way. Deutschland vorwärts. It's been caught here. I mean, yeah, I apparently caught myself here by surprise as well. And there you go, hitting that point as well. So I didn't go for the deep one. I just hit to, disrupt my opponents here. And just try to get as much disruption in the half track knocked out, pushing forwards here. In this case, not even close to the pocket, that's the big deal. It's just, the breakthrough push that just, with the smoke screen, completely discombobulates Synthrax lines and leaves him staggered. And of course, you got the artillery fire raining down and whatever's left behind there, cut off as it were. It's clearly not even the main part of the show here. Lots of explosions there. Almost worthy of a Michael Bay movie. Almost. I'm sure Christopher Nolan would scoff at it. Being too pedestrian. Got the field in the T-34 rushing forward. Stooks falling back here. Getting him the T-34, catching out in the open, down half of already. The mighty Sturm gets used to delivers punishing blows in the name of Deutschland. So now we see the CrashSumi force right there. CrashSumi clearly not entirely happy about what happened there. Not very nice to say that. I mean, I can get the frustration with a teammate, but you know, that sort of thing doesn't help the situation. So away there, teammate can finally go for the target tank, but again, he's also floating a lot of manpower. Like, a lot. Not good here. Like, even like with the target, he still has like 500 to spare. Could easily call in more infantry. Could have gone for mortars, packs, anything. Definitely, you know, not good there. Goes on the west side here, it should fire almost done. But again, as you might notice, as I made all this, you know, my teammate ended up not doing too much because again, he was just floating so many resources, doing very little. So again, I apologize if it focus too much on myself, but the problem is just my teammate ends up not doing a lot in this part of the game here. Going for an awesome hit up deal with infantry support weapons. But now he has the target tank. We'll have to see if my teammate can, you know, deliver a bit more gravitas to the front line. Hard to find way there. Got 0 kills so far. Osten Flakpanzer effect bereit. Full kill between there. Go calling the Stormtrooper squad as well here. Going to 500 squads and catching another attack to advance. So now I've got a significant amount of infantry to prevent my teammate, who's got 3, but still, you know, within acceptable limits. Whereas I'm more or less at the sort of, you know, normal maximum advice, which is 5 infantry squads. Probably should consider replacing my half-track as well. But yeah, you know, throwing down the smoke and then just blitzing straight through at the enemy is also one way to do it. I mean, most players don't expect it. Hell, I didn't think I'd do it here, but I did. But yeah, again, if you are going to charge down the line, you know, do what I do, throw down the smoke screen and then just go all blitz. Like, you know, just decrease the amount of time everyone has to shoot and has to, like, turn around to deal with your stuff is actually quite good. Again, you can't completely throw off what they're expecting, like suddenly just like, you know, suddenly behind everything they got in the front line. We got a bit of a cluster here by the allies. They're trying to sort of push up a defensive position there, but they're being pressured now. And they're probably also a bit more cautious about me. They might be worried I might pull off another, you know, mega blitz or something. But you can imagine that one with a, you know, rate of fire bonus. Yes. Anyways, KB been seen from flank in the center here, north center. So lines definitely look a lot less impressive now. The map control has dwindled in, and there you go, going for another 2/5 and half-track for me. T-4 taking hits from the Panda 4, which is closing on the rest of your fleet. Panzer is joining in the front as well here. Panzer being caught with the KD-8. T-54 almost knocked out. KB being bombarded there. In the west, we got Stormtrooper attack here with the shock troopers. Austrian forwards, 2/5 and half-track almost done. Austrian are going for the shock troopers, tearing into them with murderous glee. And then they get wiped and retreat by 9. That was less impressive. 49 kills on those Panzer Grenadier. Bomb grenade off. 55 kills. They're really getting that kill tally going, aren't they? Knight's cross material. There you go, direct kick by the artillery on the Stug. Doesn't do too much damage. Halfway to the ace little Ostwind kaput. A tragic loss for Deutschland, but not as tragic if those Stugs have been lost. Got 224 to 202. Teammate there. Again, still a bit defensively there. Armor holding back there for Synthrax. His force is definitely looking a lot more depleted at the moment, whereas CrashSumi is definitely on a bit more larger force, but even it's not like it's a lot larger. Again, they do have a bit of a bad habit. Even under a lot of pressure to, like, you know, float resources. There you go, CrashSumi going for more shock troopers, but Synthrax continues to float a bit there. Meanwhile, I'm, you know, reasonably well on not the floating train. And my teammate continues to float a significant amount of manpower. It seems almost second nature at this point. More firing down around here. Could try another smoke push, I guess, with breakthrough. Throw off these Soviets once more. But whether or not I'm going to do that, I do not know. Needs to come push back with the Panzer Grenadier and the Grenadiers. Ground lost in point with the shock troopers. They should fire on the way there for Mr. Synthrax. quite a few tanks as they got. Teammates. Pantherform Tiger Squad around the right flank here. Shots on the fire here. Takes losses, capable force here for CrashSumi. Should fire their team for holding up as well here. Cabling up the centre. Stu rushing forward to deal with that. Socialist threat. Hopping back to the half to get support. Then more troops moving forward. See, we've got Fear Propaganda here. We got my teammate calling in there. These two close air support. Very good. KV almost knocked out with the mic and the Sturmgeschütz though. And something explodes. I think there we go. Air support with the Panther racing in. They got a nice little combat blitz there. Thumbs up. Stu push a bit too forward here. Could pop the heat shell maybe. Heat shell? No, apparently not. I said if I rain down there. Oh, you get the heat shell from the other one. T-54 knocked out, partly due to that. Comes there being mowed down with the Panthers in the half track. Sehr good. Stu pushing forward here for Deutschland. Could perhaps go for another breakthrough attempt. Or not. There we go. CrashSumi pops out. H5 knocked out here. We've got two vets and two Stooks. A's pumping forwards here. 59 kills. And there goes Synthrax, goes GG. And there you go, game over. A violent 2v2s with close to pockets. Breakthrough Stug assaults. Oh yeah. And again, they're going to get even better once breakthrough gives the rate of fire bonus. Imagine that, Stug blitzing and shooting faster. The stuff of dreams. So there you go. Obviously, I could have certainly done some things better. Could have supported my team at times better. Could also use his sideboard to exploit any opportunities against the opponent. That's definitely on me, though. My teammate definitely could be more active. I feel at times he was too passive, and certainly floating too many resources there is definitely not great either. Like, there are definitely some flaws there. But, you know, again, another match that highlights, you know, what a pair of well-handled Stugs can do. To combine with abilities like Breakthrough, what Panzer Grenadiers can do when properly well handled, and of course the utility of a half track. So, hope you enjoyed this match, and again, big thank you for all of my fans. 3,000 episodes coming through, that is absolutely amazing, and certainly I think more than any other companies to, you know, cast has ever done this. You know, that's quite the achievement here. I doubt I'm going to get a medal for Relic from that, but you know, would be nice if they were to give me one. Maybe a nice gold medal, yes. But you know, big thanks to my fans. All of you certainly wouldn't be possible without this. Also, big thanks to my family, particularly my mother, who's been very supportive of this. You know, big thanks to your mum. And of course, a big thanks to my, you know, near and dear friends like Marksness, who's also been a very supportive friend for all these years, and of course helped me also be able to keep doing this. You know, and of course, a big thanks to the rest of the community as well there. So, you know, big thanks to everyone again. Really great to be able to keep doing all this. I mean, 3,000 episodes, and not what I'd imagine me doing. I don't know what I've been imagining I'd be doing now. Maybe Companies 4 videos. Maybe Companies 3. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Companies 3 announced one day. One day, that'd be nice. But, you know, again, big thanks to everyone. Hope you'll continue supporting me. Those that do, you know, again, Patreon, PayPal, if you can donate, or you can pledge on Patreon, that'd be great. And it allows me to keep making these videos. So, you know, if you can, great. If not, that's also a great use to spread the word. So, big thanks to everyone. Hope to see you all for another, I don't know, 3,000 episodes of, I don't know, maybe a new Companies game. That'd be nice too. So, either way, 3,000 episodes, hell of a milestone, hell of an achievement, and hell of an RTS game. Even if there's some things occasionally I don't like the Brits. So there you go. Cheers everyone, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.